Okay, so once again, very good evening, all of you. So I have given you one question from homework when we started this Laplace transform earlier. That is Laplace of root t plus 1 upon root t whole cube. Okay. This question. That is Laplace of root t plus 1 upon root t whole cube. So let me show you solution of this question first, and then we'll begin. Okay. Now see over here. A plus b whole cube formula, right? This is your homework question. It is a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into bracket a plus b, isn't it? Now, if I put values of a and b over here, that is root t and 1 upon root t. So, root t plus 1 upon root t whole cube is equal to root t cube plus 1 upon root t cube plus 3 root t into 1 upon root t, that will be 1. And this is your root t plus 1 upon root t. So, it is t to the power 3 by 2 plus t to the power minus 3 by 2 plus 3 times t to the power half plus t to the power minus half. Now can I apply Laplace over here now? Okay. So this is our root t plus 1 upon root t whole cube. Now it's Laplace, therefore Laplace of root t plus 1 upon root t whole cube will equal to Laplace of t to the power 3 by 2 plus Laplace of t to the power minus 3 by 2 plus 3 times Laplace of t to the power half plus Laplace of t to the power minus half. So it is equal to, now Laplace of t to the power n students. Okay, so first of all you should write, if t should be in denominator, t should be in numerator, and s should be in denominator. Now from we are moving from t to s, so you should write n plus 1 or not. Okay, it is 3 by 2 plus 1. Now it is not your integer, so you cannot take factorial over here, you have to take gamma. And for gamma, s to the power and gamma and or input of gamma both are same. So it should be gamma 3 by 2 plus 1. Same thing apply over here for t to the power minus 3 by 2. It is s to the power minus 3 by 2 plus 1 gamma minus 3 by 2 plus 1 plus 3 times t to the power half, same rule, s to the power half plus 1 gamma half plus 1 plus s to the power minus half plus 1 gamma minus half plus 1. Now gamma n plus 1, right? We have seen this formula already. That gamma n plus 1 can be written as n gamma n. Okay, it can be written as n gamma n. Okay, so same thing we will apply over here. Here, so gamma 3 by 2 plus 1, 3 by 2 gamma 3 by 2, s to the power 3 by 2 plus 1, that is 5 by 2 or not, plus 1 minus 3 by 2, that is minus half or not, gamma minus half, divide by s to the power 1 minus 3 by 2, that is minus half, plus 3 times 1 plus half, this is also your gamma 3 by 2, or here, see over here, this is gamma 1 plus half, so again gamma n plus 1, it can be written as n gamma n is your half, so half gamma half, s to the power 3 by 2. 1 minus half, it is your gamma half, divided by s to the power half. Is it clear till now? Okay, now see over here.
सर एक बार रिपीट करेंगे वो?
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. See. So first here now, so this was our root t plus 1 upon root t whole cube. If I apply formula of a plus b whole cube over here, then it will be a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into bracket a plus b. Our a is root t over here, b is 1 upon root t over here, right? 3a into b, its product, it is 1 into bracket a plus b. So it is root t plus 1 upon root t. Now it will be your t to the power 3 by 2. It is your t to the power minus 3 by 2 plus 3 t to the power half plus t to the power minus half. Because root means it is t to the power half. And in denominator means it is having minus power. Now, if I have to apply Laplace over here, right? So this will become Laplace of this plus this plus this. Now Laplace of t to the power n, so it is s to the power n plus 1 in reciprocal terms, means it is in numerator, it should be in denominator. And since n is not integer over here, if it is integer we can write n factorial, but it is not integer, we can write gamma n plus 1. So it is gamma 3 by 2 plus 1. Here it is gamma minus 3 by 2 plus 1. Here it is gamma half plus 1. Here it is gamma minus half plus 1. Okay. So this will be your 3 by 2 gamma 3 by 2. Right. By why this is this can be written as 3 by 2 gamma 3 by 2? Because of this formula. Gamma n plus 1 is n gamma n. Here our n is 3 by 2. So this can be written as 3 by 2 gamma 3 by 2. In the same way here, but since gamma of negative is not defined, so first we will write 1 minus 3 by 2 as gamma minus half. Now in next step, I will write that this is not defined. Now gamma 1 plus half is 1 half gamma half, and gamma 1 minus half is gamma half. Okay, it is s to the power 3 by 2 s to the power half. Okay. So is it clear now? Shall we move forward? Okay. Now, so in next step, again this 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is nothing but half plus 1 or not, right? Your 3 by 2, gamma 3 by 2 is nothing but your gamma half plus 1. So it is also again written as 1 half gamma half, right? So this 3 by 2 as it is, gamma 3 by 2 can be written as 1 half gamma half divided by s to the power 5 by 2 plus gamma minus half. Gamma minus half is not defined, right? Even it doesn't exist. Okay, so this value will not exist over here. That's why in this formula only, when we were writing this formula of Laplace of t to the power n, we have written that it is defined for n greater than minus 1 only. If n is less than or equal to minus 1, it is not defined. Here our t to the power n is minus 3 by 2, right? Here our n is minus 3 by 2, which is minus 1.5, which is less than minus 1, right? And for Laplace, it is defined for n should be greater than minus 1. If it is less or equal to minus 1, it is not defined. right? Because of this only. Gamma of negative value is not defined, right? Gamma is defined only for positive values. Okay. So gamma minus half is not defined. Okay. Now, so plus 3 times here 1 half. Now gamma half, I have given you also about this, that gamma half is having special value, that is root pi. So this will be your root pi divided by s to the power 3 by 2 plus gamma half is having value root pi divided by s to the power half. And here also in next step we can write this gamma half as s to the power is equal to, sorry, root pi. So it is equal to 3 ones are 3 divided by 2 twos are 4. This is our root pi divided by s to the power 5 by 2. This doesn't exist exactly. That means there is no answer of your question. It will not exist, right? But you can expect similar type of question which or answer of with that question can exist. Okay, so it is 2 s to the power 3 by 2. I have given you this question to identify this only, that you are able to identify this or not. Okay, so plus, even we can take root pi common as well, divide by s to the power half. Yes, so this is the simplification level, or last simplification till which we can do. Is it clear now? This question is clear to you or not? If you're still having any doubt or still want repetition of this, tell me. Okay, and if not, then we can begin where we left in the morning session. What will be final answer? For this, final answer is this only, it doesn't exist, right? Because if this is not exist, right, if one term of this solution is not exist, right, that means your question is all diverging. So here exactly Laplace of root t plus 1 upon root t whole cube does not exist because of this. Okay. Is it clear? Shall we continue from our today's session? Okay. Yes. तो चलो आज के सेशन में, right, in today's session morning we have seen till here that using of first shifting property in inverse Laplace transform. Now let us resume from there. Right, and let me highlight this, that when you read from these notes, you should understand that this is your homework portion. So let me separate that portion. Okay, so this is your homework portion. Now, question number 3. Today morning we have seen till question number 2. So we are continuing inverse Laplace transform from here. So Laplace inverse of s square upon s minus 3 whole square. Now, can we apply any formula over here? Do we have any formula for this? No, right? So if I transfer s minus 3, if I have to transfer s minus 3 into s, or I can say if I have to transfer s to s plus 3, both are same or not? Right, if I'll transfer this s minus 3 to s, that means my s will be transferred to s plus 3, right? If I transfer this s minus 3 to s, implies this my s will be transferred to s plus 3. So this will become s square, and above I'll be having s plus 3 whole square. And after simplification, I can do something. So if I have to convert s into s plus 3 or s minus 3 into s, what I should use? Right. If I have to convert this s into s plus 3, then this is your first shifting property for inverse Laplace transform. So therefore, for its first shifting property, you have to multiply with e to the power 3t. So this will be your e to the power 3t Laplace inverse of, now I will transfer s with s plus 3. This will be your s plus 3 whole square divided by s plus 3 minus 3 whole square. Is it clear now? Plus 3 minus 3 will get cancelled out. E to the power 3t Laplace inverse of s plus 3 whole square divided by s square. If I simplify inside, this is e to the power 3t Laplace inverse of s square plus 6s plus 9 whole divided by s square. Okay. So if I simplify, this will become e to the power 3t, right? Laplace inverse of s square by s square 1 plus 6s by s square 6 by s plus 9 by s square. So if I give this Laplace inverse to all the terms, e to the power 3t, what is Laplace inverse of 1, students? Laplace inverse of 1 I have not shown you, right? That see, I have shown you that Laplace inverse of 1 by s is 1. Okay. But Laplace inverse of 1 is direct delta function delta t. Right, that I will show you because it is one special case. Just we have seen, or like we have seen unit function, or right, that unit step function in Laplace. In the same way, in inverse Laplace, we are having direct function, delta function. Right, that I will explain you. Don't worry. And question based on delta functions and its different formula also I will explain you. But as of now, just remember this, that Laplace inverse of 1 is delta function. Okay, this you remember as formula. And what is this delta function? It is suspense for you now. I will explain you. Okay, so this is e to the power 3t. Laplace inverse of 1 is delta t plus 6. Laplace inverse of 1 by s, it is 1. Okay, Laplace inverse of 1 by s, it is 1. Plus 9 Laplace inverse of 1 by s square, it is t. Right? Today morning only we have seen this. T to the power 2 minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1 factorial, that is 1 factorial. So this will be your e to the power 3t delta t plus 6 plus 9t. Okay. Is it clear now? Please give me some response. I think OneNote is not responding well. Let me close it and open it once again. So this is your delta function. Okay. 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 Now let us see few more questions based on it. Okay. So this was our question number 3. Now question number 4. Sorry. Laplace inverse of 3s plus 5 divided by s square minus 4s plus 3. So how we can find Laplace inverse of this? Do we have any direct formula? 3s plus 5 divided by s square minus 4s plus 3. Tell me. No. So let us try to factorize first denominator, right? S square minus 4s plus 3. Splitting the middle term, right? 3 ones are 3. You have to
last term fix કરવું પડશે ને
last term. Okay, how? Means
એટલે આપણે ડિનોમિનેટર માં s square plus 4s
s square plus 4s.
s square minus 4x માં આપણે એનું લાસ્ટ ટર્મ ફિક્સ કરી શકીએ ને
Yes,
બીજું કોઈ
yes.
એડ કરીને
Okay, right. So that is completing
એ
the
16 ને પછી એને માઈનસ કરો
yes. Okay.
એટલે આપણું પેલું ઇક્વેશન બનશે 1/s² plus a² વાળામાં એના ફોર્મમાં આવી જશે.
Okay. So Hitesh is suggesting that we can use completing square method over here, right? That we can complete its first term, middle term, and last term. Its first term is already whole square. This is its middle term. So for this middle term, its last term should be 4 or not. If I write this as 4, this can be written as s minus 2 whole square or not. S square minus 4s plus 4. And even there is one formula to identify last term, that is middle term square by 4 into first term. So here your middle term is minus 4s or not. So for square of 4s, 16s square divided by 4 into first term 4s square, 16 by 4 is 4 only. So this is s minus 2 whole square, s square minus 4s plus 4, and this 3 can be written as plus 4 minus 1. Okay, so this can be written as s minus 2 whole square minus 1. But what about next? Right, after that, how we can find its inverse? See, this can be written as 3s plus 5, and this will be your s minus 2 whole square minus 1. Right, then what can be done next? Do we have any formula? Yes, more or less we can do one thing. Here we can convert this s minus 2 into s or not. Right, if we convert this s minus 2 into s, then your s should be converted to s plus 2, isn't it? So see over here. So if I have to convert s into s plus 2, I have to use first shifting rule. First I have to multiply this with e to the power 3t, and now in Laplace inverse, this s minus 2 can be rewritten as s, or s minus 2 can be converted to s, or instead of s, I will write s plus 2. So this will become 3 times s plus 2 plus 5 divided by this s will become s plus 2. So s plus 2 minus 2 will get cancelled out. This is s square minus 1. Now this is your e to the power 3t Laplace inverse of 3s plus 3 2s are 6 plus 5 divided by s square minus 1. So this will be e to the power 3t Laplace inverse of 3s plus 6 plus 5 is 11 divided by s square minus 1. So this is e to the power 3t. Now can it be written as 3s by s square minus 1 plus 11 by s square minus 1 or not? Right, because we are knowing formula of each. So it is e to the power 3t. 3 बाहर ले लेते हैं और let us take 3 outside. It is Laplace inverse of s divided by s square minus 1. Oh, 2t. My mistake. It is e to the power 2t. Sorry. Thank you, Roshan. So it is e to the power 2t So it is e to the power 2t 3 times Laplace inverse of s by s square minus 1 plus Laplace inverse of 11 by s square minus 1. So this will be equal to e to the power 2t 3 times. So Laplace inverse of s by s square minus 1. This is what? Cos t or not? Right, because Laplace of cos t is no. For cos it is plus. So it is your cos hyperbolic t or not? Okay. This is your cos hyperbolic t. Plus 11 can be taken outside and this is your sine hyperbolic t. Okay. And 1t, cos hyperbolic 1t, sine hyperbolic 1t. Okay. So this is your final answer till here. But in options, you can expect all answers in terms of e to the power. Okay. Because cos hyperbolic t can be converted to e to the power t plus e to the power minus t by 2, and sine hyperbolic t can be converted to e to the power t minus e to the power minus t by 2, isn't it? So let us try to convert them. So this is equal to e to the power 2t. Right. I will show you one easier method for this as well, right? But since we got this method first, so we tried this method first. E to the power t minus e to the power minus t by 2 plus 11 e to the power t minus e to the power minus t by 2. So if you observe coefficients of e to the power t first, let us take e to the power 2t outside only. So e to the power t is having coefficients 3 by 2 plus 11 by 2, minus e to the power t is having coefficients, minus I already have taken outside, again 3 by 2 plus 11 by 2, same or not? Right, isn't it? Oh, sorry, my mistake. For cos it is plus, na? Cos it is plus. So it is 3 by 2 minus 11 by 2. Okay. So here, this will become e to the power 2t, 11 plus 3, 14, 14 by 2 is 7, e to the power t. 3 minus 11 minus 8 by 2 minus 4 e to the power t. Now if you multiply this e to the power 2t inside, and this is minus t or not, right? Here also I forgot this minus. Now if you multiply e to the power 2t inside, it will become 7 e to the power 2t plus t e to the power 3t minus 4 e to the power 2t minus t, that is e to the power t. Is it clear now? Right, now we are going to see one another method for this. Right, we'll get the same answer, but it will be easier. Everyone understood this last term and all these things, right? How we have completed or how we have converted this quadratic polynomial in denominator in its whole square form, and based on that how we have applied first shifting rule. Okay, now if you see over here, let us see another method, and that method we are going to use in so many questions. So here we are having Laplace inverse of 3s plus 5 divided by s square minus 4s plus 3. So this method is already you have used in integration. If you remember, this method is called your partial fraction method. Now when you can use this method? So whenever you are having polynomials in numerator and denominator as well, means both in numerator as well as denominator, and degree of denominator is more than degree of numerator, at that time you can use this partial fraction method. So name of this method is partial fraction method. Now when should you use this method? First condition, there should be polynomial in both numerator and denominator. Okay, and degree of denominator should be greater than degree of numerator, right? And definitely degree is defined for polynomial only. So if you are writing this condition, that means in numerator and denominator in both the places you are having polynomial only. Now here in denominator, what is degree? Degree is its highest power. So in denominator our degree is 2, in numerator our degree is 1, right? So this 2 is greater than 1 or not, isn't it? Please give me some response. So now we can use this partial fraction method. This partial fraction method will be helpful to you in two places. One, when we are going to find integration, and another when we are going to find inverse Laplace transform. In both the cases, now we are seeing this method for inverse Laplace transform. When we will start our calculus, then at that time also we are going to see this. Okay, so let us try to convert this. So 3s plus pi divided by s square minus 4s plus 3. Your first step for partial fraction is just factorize its denominator. Right? Just try to factorize first its denominator. Now how you can find its factor? This is 3 terms, right? So this is called a splitting the middle term method, right? That is 3 into 1 is 3. You have to factorize 3, or you have to find factors of 3 such that since since sign of last term is plus, their summation will give us 4. So it is 3 plus 1 or not? 3 ones are 3. And when you are doing summation, middle term or sign of middle term, we will apply it to both the terms. So its factors will be s minus 3 and s minus 1. And since coefficient of first term is 1, I can write their factors directly as s minus 3, s minus 1. So this can be written as 3s plus 5 divided by s minus 3 into s minus 1. Now, is it clear now? Till now, is it clear or not? Please give me some response. Okay. Okay, great. Great. Now see over here. This can be written as a divided by s minus 3 plus b divided by s minus 1. Now we have to find values of this a and b. Exactly, original method of for finding this a and b is just multiply a with s minus 1, then b with s minus 3. Then for first time put s equal to 3, and for second time put s equal to 1, you will get a and b. Right, but I will give you easier method for that. Right, let me give you shortcut for that. You can find this a and b directly. Now, see over here. Just you have to write this a as. I'm not able to change this right. OneNote is not responding. So can write this a as, see over here. Here our numerator is 3s plus 5. So we'll write this 3s plus 5 as it is. In denominator of a, I am having s minus 3, but I'll write here s minus 1. It's reciprocal. Is it clear? And I'll put s equal to 3 over here. So I'll put s equal to 3. In the same way, I can write b as 3s plus 5 divide by, see, it's reverse, s minus 3, and I'll put s equal to 1. Right. So if you want to find a, you have to put s equal to 3. If you want to find b, you have to put s equal to 1. And you have to write remaining terms. What are remaining terms? For a, I have to put s equal to 3. So my remaining terms are 3s plus 5 and s minus 1. As it is on their places, I will write 3s plus 5 is in numerator, s minus 1 is in denominator. Right. Let me show you this with highlighter. See over here. So if I have to find value of a, right, if I have to find this value of a, so first I have to put value of s equal to 3. Right, remember like this. And what are the other terms? Other terms are 3s plus 5 and s minus 1. 3s plus 5 and s minus 1. Okay. Now if I have to find value of b, right, so for value of b I have to put s equal to 1. So what are the other terms? Other terms are 3s plus 5 and s minus 3. 3s plus 5 and s minus 3. 3s plus 5 is in numerator, it is in numerator, s minus 3 is in denominator, it is in denominator. It is clear now? Right, now see over here. So this will become, after putting s equal to 3, 3 3s are 9 plus 5, 14 by 3 minus 1, 2, it is 7. Now 3 1s are 3, 5 plus 3, 8, divide by 1 minus 3 minus 2, that is minus 4. Right. So after finding these values of a and b, now you can convert this 3s plus 5 divide by s square minus 4s plus 3 into a. A is your 7 by s minus 3 plus b is your minus 4 by s minus 1. Now just you have to find its inverse Laplace. So let us apply inverse Laplace on both the sides. So if I apply inverse Laplace on both the sides, so therefore Laplace inverse of this is equal to Laplace inverse of this plus Laplace inverse of this. So it is 7 constant, it is e to the power 3t minus 4 constant e to the power t. It is same answer or not?